Hey everybody. Alright, so I just wanted to reintroduce my Indiana Jones painting, Fortune and Glory. Now, anybody that knows me as a kid knows that I was a big Indiana Jones fan and still am today. And I have a vast collection of just Indiana Jones memorabilia. So on that note, I have several of these lunch boxes that you see here in the center. And yeah, one day my wife just kind of told me, hey, you should do an Indiana Jones painting. And I thought about it for a while, and I knew that I would love to jump into this and give it a shot. Not easy to do with the detail. I knew that going into it, it was going to be one hell of a project. But it came out great. I had did this last year, and it took me about a year to pull it off. And basically what I did was just took scenes from all four movies, and then I also created a scene inside of the lunchbox, which is really cool. And so I'll just kind of go over it with you and just show you exactly what I did here and how I came up with it. And to start off with, like I said, I used scenes from all the movies, my favorite scenes, and just kind of blending them in to make, one full scene here. I knew I wanted to use the Temple of Doom as just the main thing here in the center. So, that's my favorite movie out of the four, and I thought it would look really cool kind of around the lunchbox here. Just really a balanced look. So that's what I did here. Let me get a good close-up here. Now, a lot of the stuff was added after I painted the actual temple here, and I'll go over that. So anyway, we have that here. I added the Lost Ark right in here. It's really cool. Very detailed. Let's see if I can get a real close-up for you. So anyway, I had started with that. I had drew that out. And then I knew I wanted to just add, like I said, all my favorite scenes kind of blended in. I'll start off with the truck here from Raiders of the Lost Ark, where Indy's being dragged from behind with his whip. Great scene. Had to add that in. Let me get close here so I can get some detail on that truck. Now what I had did was take each different scene and just concentrate on those themselves until it was right. So this one definitely took a while to complete. Now that scene's from Raiders of the Lost Ark, so also this one is as well. The idol scene from the beginning of the movie. Let me see if I can get in here real close. Now I'm all about detail, and definitely took a long time to complete. Let me get to the other side. Also from the beginning of the movie is when he's leaving after he has the idol. That big giant ball chasing him. Great scene, and I had to have that in there. So let me get in real close here. This is acrylic painting. Pretty much freehand. Kind of measure things out, but it's hard to do any other way. Let me get back to this side now. I wanted to kind of create distance here and like a landscape from the truck where the woods are right here. At the same time trying to add different scenes from all four movies. So we had the Mayan temple from Crystal Skull, And then the crystal skull from Crystal Skull. Let me get to the top of the painting here. Another iconic scene from Temple of Doom is the bridge scene. The rope bridge there. Get in real close. Definitely took a while just for this corner to be done, but it turned out so good. Now I knew I was going to be adding a blimp in there, and that is from The Last Crusade. And so over here there was nothing here once I was done, and I was like, oh man, I got to add something there. And then I remembered the scene from Temple of Doom where Indy, Willie, and Short Round are jumping out of the airplane in a lifeboat. And so I was able just to add that in there. Fills the scene in, and just, it's cool. Definitely needed to be in there. Getting back to the blimp from The Last Crusade. Another great scene is Indy with his dad tied up in the hotel room as it's on fire. I had space there. There was nothing. I had already painted a lot of this other stuff, but I had missing space here. And it just worked out perfect. And it came out so good. Spent a lot of time just concentrating on the detail of their face, trying to get that right. Turned out great. Wanted to keep it balanced, so the same size of this space, I wanted it there as well. And this is from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indy when he goes to see Marion to get the medallion. And going here on the left corner is the iconic warehouse scene from Crystal Skull. Definitely my favorite scene from the movie, and I wanted it in there, and so we're able to pull that off. Let me get in close. Then right underneath, just kind of blending right into it, I was able to pull off the snake scene with Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now a lot of this is just made up just to make the picture look right. So I add a lot of things in there. Like I added this Egyptian statue here along with this. Good scene. Let me get up close to this wall and you can see the hieroglyphics here. Very hard to pull off. I mean, it's so small. I mean, here's my finger to it. That turned out so good. Now back underneath the lunchbox here. Here we got one of the best scenes from Temple of Doom, and that's Willie about ready to pass out because of the monkey brains that's been served to her. Great scene. It was the first thing I painted on here. So let me just get real close in here so you can see the detail. That monkey turned out so good. Now the spot behind her was the last part I ever did of the painting. Wasn't sure exactly what I was going to put there yet. And then I ended up just using the spike scene from Temple of Doom. And that turned out great. Get on this side here. You've got Indian short round stuck in the spike room. Can't get out. And then once they were able to escape, you had that scene where the door's about to close and Indy was able to grab his hat. Such a great part of the movie, and I had to have that in there. Turned out great. Now I do like to paint the sides of them. Instead of just framing it, I'll go the extra mile and paint the sides of it. It gives it a nice 3D look once it's hung on a wall. It's really cool. How I attach the lunchbox is from the inside. This is a door, so it's hollow on the inside, and I'm able to actually attach this screwed on from the inside. Let me go on this side here. Not easy to do this, but it turns out good. You just spend the extra time to do it. You definitely got to have patience for some kind of piece like this. Like I said, it took me almost a year to complete. Back here in the temple, these spots, which are right here, here, and here, and here, that was all empty, just black. But it just looked boring. It needed something added in there. And so I took the scenes from Raiders at the end, when these two guys' face melt off when they open up the ark. And I was just able to add that in there. It turned out so good. Get real close here. And then on this side we just add this in there. Holy Grail. And over here the Sankara stones. Got them kind of like floating out there. I put the shadow underneath, and it just really cool. Gives it that 3D kind of image. Let me come back on this. And now it's time for the fun part. Now this lunchbox it's old, 1984. Temple of Doom. Him and Willie here in the front. Definitely an older box. Got some rust on there. A few dents. It's cool though. Gives it that vintage kind of look. Now here's the inside. Fortune and Glory. And I got this action figure off the internet. Came with the idol. Cool piece. So I'm able to attach it on here. Add grass, plants, things like that. Look here in the corner. I found this at a thrift shop. It's some kind of wooden idol. But I was able to fit that in there, and it just works out perfectly. The background you see is actually just photograph that I printed online. Just just online photographs of just some wilderness, and just kind of gives it a real look to it. A nice 3D type of image. And then to top that off, behind these plants here, I have this speaker. One of these little MP3 speakers. And I downloaded the Indiana Jones theme song on there. And let's hit this. And then hide it back in there. And you get this. Fortune and glory. Thanks for looking.